Showbiz Today is brought to you by the Ralston Purina Company of Checkerboard Square.
Hello from New York. I'm Elizabeth Gershon.
And I'm Lee Leonard, and this is Showbiz Today Live, Tuesday, May 13th, 1986.
We'll attend the star-studded New York premiere of the movie Top Gun.
We'll meet singer Juice Newton and find out about her passion for polo.
Our focus, compact discs. How are they made and what is their future?
And we'll find out what Olivia Newton-John's newest project is all about. At the top of the showbiz headlines, Phil Donahue's fistfight with a supporter of conservative politician Lyndon LaRouche was one reason a group of LaRouche supporters picketed NBC headquarters in New York today. Donahue has a syndicated program broadcast from NBC studios. The demonstrators aren't the only ones making noise about the scuffle. Yesterday, the man who fought with Donahue, William Ferguson, said Donahue threw the first punch. Today, Donahue told reporters Ferguson dealt the first blow after he had shouted obscenities at Donahue and his wife, Marlo Thomas. Donahue said then he approached Ferguson.
Threw a knee, and I threw a punch. And then we got into it. Whether I wanted to slug him is hard to say. I remember his knee coming up, and I remember that I responded physically.
There's plenty of fighting, aerial combat that is, in the movie Top Gun. And there were plenty of celebrities at the movie's world premiere last night in New York. Cheryl Washington was there.
The world premiere of Top Gun brought out such stars as Cher, Chris Sarandon, Kevin Bacon and Tracy Pollan, Jodie Foster, John Cryer, Jennifer Beals, Bianca Jagger, and of course the movie makers and stars of Top Gun.
What's your problem, Kazansky? You're everyone's problem. That's because every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe. I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right. Nice, man. I am dangerous.
Top Gun, starring Tom Cruise, is about the high-pressure life of the Navy fighter pilots and the thrills and the tragedy. By coincidence, the real thrills and tragedy of fighter pilots was in the news recently because of the Libya bombing.
It was purely coincidental that the film came out right now, and it's just unfortunate that it timed out this way, because the film is really a film about personal conflict rather than a film about warmongers.
We don't take into consideration topicality or timeless when we do a movie, and the movie, it's not at all political, topical, any of those things.
I think the timing is absolutely perfect and no feelings whatsoever.
In keeping with the patriotic theme of the movie, the stars continued the premiere celebration at America. Even members of the real Navy were recruited to join in the celebration of their own story. As an actor playing a naval aviator, Anthony Edwards gained a greater appreciation for the armed forces.
These guys are great at what they do. I was very impressed at what they do and how they live and what professionals they are. So, you know, I couldn't help but be a little patriotic about that.
Top Gun will be released nationally this Friday. Cheryl Washington, CNN, New York.
Olivia Newton-John made a rare public appearance today. She came and said good day at the opening of her second Koala Blue store in Los Angeles. The stores sell Australian food and fashions. At today's appearance, Olivia Newton-John plugged her business, but we figured it's been a long time and you'll want to hear from her.
We always dreamt that we would have a chain of stores and a clothing line, and when we had one store, we couldn't manufacture because it's not cost-effective to manufacture for one store. But now we have the chance to do all the clothes that we've always dreamt of designing, and so it's fantastic.
We'll be hearing a bit more from Olivia on an upcoming edition of Showbiz Today. Liz?
ABC executives gathered many of the country's top advertising executives in New York today to show them ABC's new fall schedule. And the ABC executives plan to show off some of their new stars. Among those scheduled to address the advertisers were Carol Burnett, who will do a special for ABC next season, and Lucille Ball, who will star in her own series.
Lucy is one of a number of successful stars who are returning to television on ABC next year.
And as we look at ABC's entire fall lineup, we'll see that Lucy is a key weapon for the network on what may be a crucial night.
Life with Lucy kicks off Saturdays on ABC, followed by The Ellen Burstyn Show, a sitcom about 4 generations living under one roof. Then a new action show, Cold Steel and Neon, followed by the returning series Spencer for Hire.
ABC leaves Sundays intact, the Disney Sunday movie, followed by another movie.
MacGyver moves to Mondays, followed by Monday Night Football.
The first 2 hours of Tuesday are unchanged. Who's the Boss, Growing Pains, and Moonlighting. That's followed by the new drama, Our Kind of Town, starring Shelley Hack.
Perfect Strangers finds a spot leading off Wednesday night, followed by Howard Hessman in the new comedy, Head of the Class. Dynasty and Hotel return in their old time slots.
ABC leads off Thursday nights with a new magazine show called Our World. The Colbys and 2020 Stay Put.
And on Friday, ABC brings back Webster and Mr. Belvedere, followed by 3 new shows. The Last Electric Night, about a cop taking care of a young kid, or vice versa. Sledgehammer, a spoof of Dirty Harry type films. And Starman, based on the movie of the same name. Still to come on Showbiz Today, a look at this season's final episode of Moonlighting.
Tomorrow, we'll talk with Sweet Liberty star and director Alan Alda.
And later this week, we'll profile Top Gun's top star, Tom Cruise. All that and more on Showbiz Today.
And now back to Showbiz Today on CNN.
Good news for ABC in the latest Nielsen ratings. True, The Cosby Show is #1 again. But the miniseries North and South Book 2 put ABC on top for the week. During an average primetime minute, ABC had a rating of 15.6. NBC was second with an average rating of 15.4. And CBS fell to last place with an average primetime rating of 12.4.
Even in the weeks that ABC finishes in 3rd place, its usual position, Moonlighting is one of the network's bright spots. Of course, Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis are 2 very important reasons. But so is the actress who plays their receptionist, Miss DiPesto. Bill Tush introduces us to her.
There's only one person in this world that you can count on, and that's yourself. I mean, you're born alone, and you die alone, right?
Right. Well, except for your mother.
What?
Well, lots of times when people are born, the mother is there.
These days, fans of the popular show Moonlighting are beginning to notice co-star Alice Beasley as much as stars Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis. It's a character the writers came up with, but it took Beasley to add her own touch.
A lot of it is me, a part of me, not a whole part of me. Like, I think you can pull up any different parts of yourself if you want. This is a part of me that I was when I was much younger.
When a show clicks with the audience, chemistry between actors has a lot to do with it. And that chemistry is noticeable in Moonlighting.
I guess that's what makes it different from other shows or from other clever detective shows, is that we do have a very personal relationship.
The last new episode for this season of Moonlighting airs tonight.
We have very special guest stars. We have Whoopi Goldberg and Judd Nelson. And that was really, really fun to work with both of them. It's a very fun episode.
For viewers after tonight, it's reruns of Moonlighting until next fall. For Beasley, it means time off. What glamorous things does she have planned for her hiatus?
Well, I'm going to unpack some boxes. I just moved, so I have to do that. I have to unpack.
And with things going so well on Moonlighting, Alice Beasley is going to be unpacking in a much bigger Hollywood home. Bill Tush, CNN, New York.
Ron Reagan Jr. is turning into a multimedia star. He's a contributing editor for Playboy magazine, a correspondent for Good Morning America, a former ballet dancer, and he's hosted Saturday Night Live. Now he's been offered the chance to follow in his parents' footsteps and act in a movie. Lauren Sidney has more.
Ron Reagan Jr. has made a name for himself in the world of broadcasting, publishing, and the arts. But carrying this familiar name around during his younger years in the schoolroom was not always easy.
When it gets to Ron Reagan, of course, everybody turns around to see, who is he? Is he a little Poindexter or something? And, does he wear glasses and kind of talk funny like this? So, yeah, you want to just sort of melt into the furniture.
But he didn't melt. He used his witty writing style and his privileged perspective to become a contributing editor of Playboy magazine.
Does your mother ever call up and say, Ron, why Playboy? I mean, couldn't have been National Geographic.
No. Well, they all have pictures of topless women, don't they? No, she never does. She's supportive. Both my parents are. They want me to do what is good for me, what I want to do, and that's about as far as it goes.
When Ron became a member of the Joffrey Ballet Company, he did have his parents' support, while others criticized.
People have asked me now, well, you know, what about the homosexuality angle and stuff? I never thought about that. It still surprises me that people are morons like that, and they think about those things.
Ron's humor surfaced as host of Saturday Night Live. From that, he received favorable reviews and was cast in his first film, Soul Man. Because of who he is, opportunity knocks. Because of what he is, talent answers.
Because of my name, I get a foot in the door. It was true with writing for magazines. It was true in television. It doesn't mean that I don't think I'm any good or don't deserve to have those jobs, because you do have to prove yourself once you do get in the door. But I do have access. You know, I have had opportunities that other people haven't, and I'm grateful for that.
Lauren Sidney, CNN, New York.
Still to come on Showbiz Today, our focus, the new rage in audio, the compact disc.
Tomorrow, we'll learn about actor Bruce Dern's greatest passion, running.
And later this week, we'll have a chat with veteran actor Michael Caine. All that and more on Showbiz Today.
And now back to Showbiz Today on CNN.
The latest audio technology in our Showbiz focus, compact discs. Why do they sound so good and why do they cost so much? The answer to both questions is the precision of laser technology. The explanation from Dennis Michael.
Compact disc players are everywhere, from home units to battery-powered portables to car stereos. Even radio disc jockeys are turning a new kind of disc. Over 1 million compact disc players were sold last year. That figure is expected to double this year.
This product is growing faster than any other electronic product that was ever introduced. So if they keep selling players like that, and every buyer of players buys 20 or 30 discs, and you just add it up. They sold close to 20 million discs last year in the United States, and they expect to sell 35 or 40 million this year, and 300 million by 1990.
Wan Siegmiller is vice chairman of the California-based Laser Video Company, one of a handful of compact disc manufacturers, the only one that is wholly American-owned. The compact disc sells for about $13 compared to under $10 for a regular black vinyl record.
Why do compact discs cost so much more than regular black vinyl records? For one thing, CDs require clean rooms that make surgery look downright sloppy.
Dust particle detectors dot the walls of the compact disc factory. A single microscopic particle could destroy hours of expensive work. Under special yellow lights, a thin photochemical coating is put on glass plates. Those plates are then etched by a high-powered laser hooked up to the digital master recording. The result is microscopic pits in the glass plate, pits that a laser will translate into numbers and back into music. The finished glass plate is used to make a stamping mold. The plastic compact discs are made from that with the help of robots. Then a reflective coating is put over the pits in a special oven. Vaporized metal is applied to the plastic discs in layers only a few molecules thick. A coating of plexiglass makes the delicate recording nearly indestructible. It's then labeled with a screen printer, sent through quality control, and packaged. Laser Video is a small plant, but the company has bigger plans.
In this little plant, we'll do 2.5 million a year or so, which isn't very many. But this is only the beginning. When we get our new plant going, we expect to make 50 million a year there.
But the new Huntsville, Alabama plant will only make a small dent in a growing demand. Already, record companies are complaining of a 6-month lag in the supply of compact discs. Dennis Michael, CNN, Anaheim, California.
Joining us now live in our Hollywood studios is Jim McCullaugh, home entertainment editor for Billboard magazine. Now that we've heard all the technical stuff, Jim, why would anybody want to buy one?
Well, because the sound quality is so superior than the technology that you can get today. It's far superior than a vinyl disc and far superior than a blank tape.
But the bottom line is, in addition to the high price for the discs themselves, the equipment to play them on is non-compatible with record players and stereos that people have, correct?
That's true, but what you're going to find in the next 10 years is that a lot of new buyers coming into the market are going to opt for a CD, and the vinyl black disc as we know it will slowly fade away.
Now, in our piece, it was mentioned that this is a new technology, and there is a shortage of product, but I understand the shortage may get worse when something called CD-ROM hits the market. What's that?
Well, CD-ROM is actually a computer term. It's compact disc, read-only memory, but CD-ROM will probably, at least for the first couple of years, only be used in the industrial market. You'll be able to put encyclopedias and other databases on CD-ROM, and probably there won't be a lot of application for CD-ROM in the home, at least for another 5 to 10 years.
Do you see in the near future people beginning to replace their regular record and tape collections with the CDs, i.e., if companies will release the same material on CD that I might have in my home on a regular record?
Yes, they will over a period of time. I don't think that the black vinyl LP as we know it is going to disappear tomorrow or even next year. I think you're looking at probably a 10 to 20-year transition. They estimate that by 1990 there will be 60 million CD players worldwide. That compares to 200 million regular record players as we know them right now that exist in the world. So that's a fairly substantial growth.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for being with us today. We'll take a short break now, and Liz and I will be right back.
Still to come on Showbiz Today, singer Juice Newton, the Queen of Hearts, is also the Queen of Polo. Later this week, we'll find out what's hot and what's not on NBC's new fall schedule. All that and more on Showbiz Today.
These items in the Showbiz DataBank, CBS confirms that when Patrick Duffy returns to Dallas, he will be playing Bobby Ewing. You can forget about his death, forget his funeral, forget his burial, forget his will, and apparently forget logic as well. A report in this morning's Washington Post says Frank Gifford has renewed his contract to appear on Monday Night Football again next year. ABC would not confirm that report. The same report says David Hartman has been offered a new contract to continue on Good Morning America, but with a salary cut from $2 to $1 million a year. Approaching the poverty line, Dave. Again, ABC will not confirm. Siskel and Ebert's move from Tribune Company to Walt Disney won't leave Tribune without a movie review program. While Siskel and Ebert do a show called Siskel and Ebert at the Movies, or And the Movies rather, their old show, At the Movies, will be hosted by Bill Harris and Rex Reed. Okay?
Juice Newton has found musical success by crossing over from country to pop and then back to country. Now she's finding personal success by crossing over into a new hobby and a new romance. The story from Malcolm Boyes.
Like many performers before her, Juice Newton found life at the top of the charts financially rewarding, but physically exhausting.
And I wanted to do something that was a real release for me, because my music is, and the road is very stressful at times.
To deal with the present, Newton looked to the past, to a childhood pursuit she had particularly enjoyed. Today, she owns several horses and has recently taken up the sport of polo.
Being physical is a great stress and tension reliever, so you get to do that. As far as hitting the ball, you can hit the ball, and you can release a lot of stuff.
Polo was until recently a sport reserved strictly for the elite. But today, enthusiasts can join clubs and play a form of the game indoors for a minimal investment.
The same way that other sports develop, this sport is developing and being made available to the populace as a whole.
Newton takes lessons just like any other beginner. Her coach is a professional polo player named Tom Goodspeed.
Juice, like in her music profession, is dedicated. She's put the time in, she takes it seriously, she's developed very nicely as a rider.
Of course, Goodspeed may be slightly biased. A relationship begun at the barn has blossomed into romance for teacher and celebrity student. That aside, the singer has clearly found an antidote for long, boring days on the road. She now takes her saddle along and frequently goes straight from the stable to the concert stage. Sadie Kenyon, CNN, Hollywood.
Well, you can strike part of that Bobby Ewing story we just told you. Laura Marr says that he is coming back to the program, Pat Duffy, but not as Bobby Ewing. That's it for this edition of Showbiz Today. Be sure to join us tomorrow. We'll focus on what some say is the decline of music videos. I'm Lee Leonard.
And I'm Liz Wickersham. For all of us here at Showbiz Today, good night from New York.